the squad builder. You know what? Let's do this right as we're starting here. Might as well. Might as well. I'll wait a minute or two before we get going here. Where should I put this little thing on my desk? Put it right there. You know what? Right there's fine. I like that. Right there is totally fine. What's up, Liam? Isaac, MCOC Noob, but a different MCOC Noob. Abby, OB, Blake. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? More Fantastic Four recruitment squad builder. Fun. How many points do I have? I think I have 106,000 points right now. And we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna pick up right where we left off yesterday. Trying to get as many points as I can, maximize my point structure. Pretty cool stuff. So let me do this first fight, and then I will send a little tweet out. Okay. I don't know about that, Delithius. I don't know about that. The stakes are not the same here, my friend. The stakes are not the same. This is just all in good fun. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for popping in. All right, starting off with a bit of a ballsy play to start. Okay, that is leading me to wanting to go for, what's the word? Faction reaction. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Let's see what we're going to get now. Let's see if we can land a faction reaction or an odd one out. Either or is good. There's Deadly Duo. Kind of makes me want to go for a swap 3 just to see if I can get another match. Or a swap 2, maybe. Actually, you know what? Let's go for a swap 3. Let's go for a swap 3. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling this one. Maybe I get lucky here. I was one card away from the legendary title. Yeah, I've had that happen a handful of times. I've been 1 or 2 cards away. I've been 1 card away maybe 4 times now. Alright, let's see if we can get an 11. Nice! Triple threat. That was perfect. The gamble paid off, guys. The gamble paid off. Got the second best prize, though. Very nice. I have not gotten that one yet. I still have not gotten the top 3 prizes in this side event yet. So I should be at 100 and yeah, almost 113,000. And we still have energy refills. Once I run out of energy refills, that's when I'll probably lessen the intensity. But I think for like an hour or 45 minutes, the energy refills I have should be good. Okay. We're going to go for a swap 4, be a little bold. Use Ghost, get the fight down quickly as possible. AI is a little passive in here. Little passive. All right, going for the Gusto here, trying to get some more high echelon blue. All right, well, now that I have... Ooh, 10, 11, 12. Ah, but it's not the same color. That's the thing. Now that I have 2 of the green, I'm going to go for a swap 3, see if I can maximize my green. Can I ask a Necropolis question? Of course. You're here to ask questions. You don't have to ask a question. That's what I'm here for, buddy. Fire away. Dash in. Yes. Thank you. I have 150k points right now. Nice, dude. I'm catching up to you. I'm catching up to you. All right. We're going to go for a triple swap here, hoping for some more matching green. High echelon. Okay, not at all. Okay. I feel like I gotta go for the gamble again. I know it's super unlikely, but we still have to go for it. You might as well, you know. You get in too deep. You just have to go for it. I have about 120k points and I'm out of energy refills. That's fair. I'm very curious to see where I land when I run out of energy refills. You know how long it's been since I've legitimately run out of energy refills? I cannot tell you the last time that's happened. So, I don't know if it'll be this stream or the next stream when I actually run out of energy refills, but that's probably when I will, like, pump the brakes and significantly lessen the amount that I do this, you know? Alright, let's do this. You know, not the absolute highest amount of points I could have gotten. Alright. Nice. Alright, 113. Let's see what we can do here. I'll go for a swap 3 and see what happens. See if I can get some matching orange or yellow. For my first path, I want to do Titania, so Kate Bishop, Aegon, Absman all maxed out, and a rank 2 Unawakened Northstar. Should I bring Unawakened Sentry as my 5th, or Unleveled Chavez for the Kate synergy? I would say drop Aegon if you're bringing Kate. You don't need Aegon if you have Kate. You don't need Kate if you have Aegon. And I would bring in Chavez, and then I would also consider bringing in Heimdall as well as a 5th. So if you run Kate, Chavez, Absman, Heimdall, and then literally anyone else, you could even bring in Sentry if you want. I think that team is going to be a lot better for you if Kate's going to be your main champ. All right, let's go for a triple swap here. See if I can get any matching high echelon. Okay, so that's incentivizing me to go for another triple and go for orange. Northstar, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's what I recommend, Liam. Drop Aegon and bring Chavez. And then if you have the extra spot, you can bring Northstar as well. Or if he's just already on the team. Have I got the title? I have not. I have not. Alright, we'll go for a triple swap here. Just hoping for some high echelon orange. Okay, that's good. Now, I could go for a double and just hope I get lucky, or I could play it safe and just swap one. I feel like it's too risky to go for the double swap, so I'm just going to swap one. I want to get the guaranteed points, and this is a way for me to ensure I get at least some points on the board. So, yeah. If it was round 2 and I got that, I would have definitely gone for the double swap. But in round 3, with, you know, points on the board here, This feels like a safer bet. Watch this be like 11. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I did that. It was a 13, but it's not the 13 that I needed. Wimp. Okay, all right. I see you. I see you. I'm left with my last path of Necropolis. Last path starts with Odin and continues on Strife. Which one is best team to take down? I do have a rank 4 Awakened Nick Fury. Well, that Nick Fury is going to be very helpful on that path. Trying to think what your best team would be. I mean, the team that you've been using to do the rest of it is probably going to be your best bet. This is a good start, by the way. The team that you've been using for the initial 5 paths is probably going to carry over fairly well onto path 6, especially considering you have that Nick Fury, who's going to be exceptional for Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, I think you're probably set with the team you've been using, unless you need something specific to handle the reverse controls, and then you can lay out your roster and we can discuss it further. Curious to see what the max damage of a 2-star Adam Warlock is. All right. This is honestly like a really solid. I could have gone either direction here. I could have gone for the green swap or the blue swap. Oh, see, now I should have gone for the blue swap because look what I just got. All right, we'll go for a... Oh, man. I kind of want to go for a triple again and then just see what happens. Let's do it. I would be very happy to be done with my energy refills and have 200,000 points. I would be pretty happy if I could hit that. Obviously, getting one of the top milestones would be incredibly beneficial, and I have not gotten that yet. So if I could get, a 15,000 or a 30,000 drop, that will substantially increase my overall score and may just boost me to that milestone before running out of energy refills. So we shall see. All right, I do want to go for another triple swap here just to hope that I can get some high echelon green. Well, there's a triple threat. Now I'm incentivized to go for a double swap to see if I can go for potentially a Kingmaker. Yeah, the blues would have been better, Dilly, for sure. I would have gotten more value out of that, and I probably could have folded early because I may have had 5 of those already, and that would be worthy enough of just cashing in. All right, keep the triple threat, swap these two, hope for a 4 maybe? Well, I didn't mean literally 4. I meant like 4 of a kind, because then it would have been fantastic. But all right, I'll take it. Triple threat's still good. That's still 1,000 points. So no complaints there. I did ask and I did receive a 4. You are correct. So maybe I should ask for the specific numbers that I need. The RNG gods are listening. Okay, another decent start on green. Let's go for a swap 3, and you guys know the drill at this point. I don't need to keep explaining it to you. I'm putting on my chapstick. Please stop. Don't hurt me, Jack-o'-lantern. Okay. I used the Deathless team for 3 paths. I was thinking of going with Doom for power control, Jugs for reverse controls. Not sure who else is needed. So the Deathless team would absolutely work for that path. As long as you're comfortable with reverse controls. So 4 out of 5 Deathless champions. I mean, if you want to go full Deathless and use Vision, that would be perfectly fine. Like, they could handle that whole path. They would be perfect for it. You could drop King Groot for Nick Fury if you wanted to, but then I think you lose that 5 Deathless team benefit. So I genuinely think the Deathless team will crush that path. Okay, this is a decent start. This is a decent start. We are knocking on the door of a potential, uh, what's it called? Certified force. It's honestly fine. I needed the power. Alright. Let's see what happens. Oh, man. Well, I either go for the gusto and try, or... Ah, we gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. Of course we gotta go for it. We have to go for it. How could I not go for it? Little delay combo there to get to the special 2. Come on. You know, that's that's the risk you take. That is the risk you take. Joseph, no problem, dude, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good luck on the rest of your Necropolis journey. If I see you in another live stream, keep me posted. No guts, no glory? Yes, correct. Alright, we're at 115. Let's go for a... Nah, let's go for a 4. Let's go for a 4. What's going on, Corey? What's up, brother? Love your vids. Thanks, man. They've helped me out a lot. Amazing. Just came back 6 months ago after a 5-year break. Wow, welcome back, dude. You have certainly been away for a bit. So welcome back. Hopefully you're still enjoying things. How many points do you think we'll need to get 50%? I think probably 100,000 sets you very nicely in the top 50%. I don't think most people are going to be putting up 100,000 points here. Obviously, we won't know until the first week is over, and then we get the ranges of points for people ranking in specific places. So my guess is 100,000 points should be safe for top 50%. That might even be higher than what is safe for top 50%. Maybe like 50,000 points is safe. Personally, I just crossed over 115,000, and I plan to keep going until I run out of energy refills. I'm not necessarily going to like grind this mode every single day, but I'm just going to see where I land after running out of energy refills and just, hoping I can get a decent amount of points for some potential Titan shards to try and get Spider-Woman, because that's who I'm looking for right now. But, yeah, I think anything over 100,000 points should make you very safe. This is kind of a rough hand right now. I'm going to go for a swap 3 and see what happens, and then we can go from there. Just be a little risky. Stealthy, relax, dude. I think the first week's points will be significantly inflated for the most part. Alright, well, I'll just go for a swap 2 and hope to get a faction reaction. I think week 2 and week 3 will probably be a lot more on the realistic side. I feel like for week 1, just staying at 100,000 might be on the low side. Stealthy, dude. Chill out. For week 1 specifically, I think staying on 100,000, if you want to rank in the top 200, is not gonna it's not gonna cut it. But for top 50%, like that should be no problem. I think 100,000 in week 2 and week 3 will probably be a lot higher of a point threshold. I don't know. My estimate, my complete and utter guess about how this whole thing is gonna like boil down. Yeah, it's not even worth doing the fight for that low points. Um, my estimate for like how this is going to boil down is it's probably going to be in the first week. I feel like top 200 is going to be like 300, 400,000 points. And then week 2, week 3, maybe it's like 200,000 ish, 250 maybe. I think that's my prediction right now. That's my prediction of how it's going to boil down. So my soft goal for this week is 200,000 points, and I'm curious to see where that puts me, especially because, you know, once I run out of energy refills, I'm not necessarily likely to, like, keep buying them for this. Um, oh, perfect, faction reaction. All right, let's just, actually, wait, let me just check. Oh, man, you know, I could gamble. I could gamble. I could gamble for one round and try and get higher points. I'm gonna do it. Why not? The faction reaction cash-in would be good, but, you know, I have 3 out of 5 for the certified force, so I might as well try. Almost better. I'm so bad too. It seems like everyone has gotten us but her. Dude, seriously, everyone's gotten her but us. That's how I feel, man. Did awaken my Bastion the other day, so that was cool. Big fan of Bastion. Loved doing the deep dive stuff for Bastion. So cool. Big fan of Bastion. Okay, that definitely was not worth it. At all. We'll go for another swap too and see if I can salvage it. But yeah, that's the risk, man. I feel like my strategy yesterday was definitely a lot different than my strategy right now. I was playing it a lot more conservatively yesterday and just cashing in on decent points when I had them available. Yeah, I mean, that's a decent point loss from what I originally had, but that's the risk that you take. I think I gotta change back my strategy to playing a lot more conservatively with my points and cashing in when I get a decent roll. Because I'm putting too many points on the line, and I don't want to do that every single round, because then I'm not gonna make any headway like I was yesterday. Yeah, like I've been at 15,000 for the last 3 or so rounds. 2, 4, 5, 6. So if I do one swap and get a 3, that could potentially get me some ground. I think it's probably just better to go for a swap 3 and try and get more of the yellow. Where's the fun in that, though? Very true. Very true. It is a lot more fun to take the risk. It's my birthday. Can I get a happy birthday? Of course. Sonic Plays. Dude, happy birthday. Thanks for spending a little bit of your birthday with me, your arch rival. Alright, let's swap the yellow out. See if we can get some orange. Well, okay. Now I will swap the orange. Funny how that works out. I'm not even going for points anymore. I'm using the 10 energy rounds and going for that top set. You know, that's honestly a really good idea once I run out of energy refills, is to jump back into the 10 energy per round. That's honestly a really good idea. All right, let's swap that. I'm just gonna cash out on double trouble. I'm not. It's too random of a deck to sort of justify the risk of keeping the swaps going. So I'm just gonna cash out on the double trouble, get some points back on the board. Every time I've gambled so far in this stream, it has not paid off. So I'm taking the hint from the RNG gods to you know, settle down a little bit. Oh boy. Okay, let's go for a swap 4. We'll keep Fury. Recoil and boosts for this mode, very clutch. Three same and two same give 750. Yes, that's correct. All right, let's go for a swap 4. I'll actually keep the 13 and see if I can get some more high echelon yellow. Man, just such a vast spread. I think my best bet's probably going swap 3 and going for a faction reaction. It's probably what I should do. I think that makes the most sense given my current hand and my current situation. Slow combo to special 2. Alright, let's see what we got here. I will swap out the orange and yellow, go for blue. Oh, see, now I want to go for a swap 3. But it makes more sense to go swap 2 and try and get a faction reaction. Or just double trouble. Yo, what's up, Bog? Good to see you, man. What content is this? Haven't played in a little bit. This is a new mode called Squad Builder. It's like a poker adjacent thing, and you use your characters you get a specific deck of characters. You get a draw of 5 characters at the start, and you have to match up the characters with their associated number and color, and the better your match, the more points you get. And I really like the mode so far. I'm having a great time playing. I think you would enjoy it if you gave it a shot. All right, auto one out. I'll take it. I'll take it. We definitely salvaged that from round 2. What's up, Mike Hill? Good to see you, man. I thought Professor X couldn't trigger the miss bypass against tech champions without the falter, or without the vigilance. Is it something about Ghost specifically? Alright, I'll take that. Alright, we no longer have energy refills in the Expo, but I still have energy refills to use. Okay, solid start on blue. Solid start on blue. We'll go for a swap 3, see if I can get more blue. Say Fossey just got one of the best ones, 5k points. Very nice. I have yet to get that one. Yo, Donnie Fillmore, my favorite name. What's going on, man? Alright, let's go for the Gusto here. Do a swap 3. Echelon blue. Okay, okay, that's three. That's three. We'll go for a swap two now. Seeing that early gives me a little bit of hope, but you know, there is still the level of randomness with the cards that are left to be drawn. So we just gotta hope. We just gotta hope. All right, let's see. Can we get some Echelon Blue? We need 12 and we need ISO. Oh, did I hit 3 by mistake? Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, what are you going to do? That means I can't get my blue card again. Well, you know, I'm going to cut my losses there. Yeah, I accidentally hit swap 3, so I'm going to cash out now and get the points that I still can. Ah, that's a little unfortunate. Totally my fault, but a little unfortunate. I was hoping the power gain would come back before. It's fine. I will I will take the points. I will take the points. That was on me. Okay, another decent start, but with orange this time. Go for another swap 3. Intentionally go for a swap 3 this time. And then hopefully we can get a decent draw of some Echelon orange. Took my 7-star Onslaught to rank 3. Rohan. One of the best champs to take to rank 3. So, congrats, buddy. Alright, let's go for that. Alright, not the Echelon orange I was looking for, so I'll go for another swap 3, and then if that doesn't yield me any success, we'll try and make the best of this potential hand. I don't know why I swapped from Torch. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about getting the decent matches and just cashing in. I feel like that's way better. That's what I've been not doing this stream. That's what I have not been doing this stream specifically. So going for that is going to obviously be to my benefit for maximizing my points. Words are really hard. That was a terribly spoken sentence. I apologize to all of your ears that you had to listen to that. All right, we're just about to hit 120. I don't necessarily have a number in mind for this stream, but I don't know, maybe 135, 140, something like that. It really just depends on the draft. Yo, Bog with the 5 gifted memberships. My man, Bog, coming in clutch. Thank you so much, dude. Let me finish this little fight right here, and then I will get you up there right now. Thank you so much, my friend. I felt so bad ending the stream yesterday. Right as I saw you come in, I was like, oh, man. Timing could not have been worse on my end. But, dude, thank you so much. Let me get you up there right now. Thank you very much for expanding the army. Expanding the metallic soldiers. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you so much. All right. Go for a swap 4. Hope we get some good yellow. Oh man, this is a hell of a predicament to be in. I feel like I got to go swap 3 and stick to yellow because there's already been some yellow cards already drawn. So if a yellow card gets drawn again, it probably will be a higher one. Or yellow champ. Gotta go, can't stay. Everyone enjoy the stream. Bog, you're a legend, man. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go for this. Crossing my fingers, we get some decent high yellow. Okay. Let's just go for another swap 3 and hope for the best situation I can get. It was looking decent at the start, but it fell apart a little bit. All right, I mean it saved itself with double trouble there, so I'm not going to complain. I suggest making a swap 5 at the beginning if the deck was bad. That's also a good call. That's also a really good call that I have not been doing that I definitely should do. Just hit me, it doesn't matter. Can you suggest champions which don't have the parry non-contact ability who can heavy counter Zola? Yes, I actually made a video about this exact thing where I covered 12 champions that can heavy counter Zola. But just to name a few off the top of my head, Beta Ray Bill, both She-Hulks, Jack-O-Lantern, Serpent, Spider-Woman as well, I believe, can do it. And I think that's... I don't remember the rest of the characters that I listed, but those are just a handful of ones. Also, Superior Iron Man and Caroline Nadine are very good for Zola. They both have access to instinct buffs, and that allows them to parry non-contact attacks. 3, 5, 5, 7, 8. Okay, going for a swap 5. Werewolf also can? Good to know. Actually, really? I did not know that. I feel like I tested Werewolf. As a Werewolf fan, I feel like I should know this. Do I have to dex early, or do I have to dex the whole heavy? I'm not seeing it with Werewolf. Am I missing something? I'll try again with Werewolf just to see. That doesn't seem like it's consistent. Yeah, I feel like he's not... I don't think he's doing that super well. There's a lot of characters that can kind of do it. Like, they line up some of the time. But it's not as consistent as someone like She-Hulk, you know? Where I can just go in here, beta heavy, and get hit. No, beta heavy, not throw the heavy early. Whenever he throws a heavy attack here. Can She-Hulk not do it anymore? Did I miss something? Yeah, there it is. Like I said, if you don't throw the heavy attack early... There you go. See? Yeah. If you don't throw the heavy early, she can do it just fine. Okay, anyway, back to Squad Builder. Penny can do it really well. Yeah, that makes sense. She's got a pretty deep dash back. Beta Ray Bill also does it incredibly well. Alright, I'll go for a swap 4, and we'll see what happens here. You can counter Zola's heavy with Thanos, too? Yeah, Thanos is very good for him. Nice. Interesting turn of events. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep the orange because I've already seen some orange fly by. I'll go for the cash out on 4th echelon. Why not? CGR probably does this fine. Special too. It's just enough power to get to your special 2. Why swap 4 instead of 5? Because I had one card that could have gotten me the highest point threshold, or the second highest one, so I decided to wait. I'll go for a 4 here. I'll keep the 13. Actually, if I don't... Do I have any other orange? Oh, no, those are 2. Actually, I probably should keep orange because hype going away means other oranges will have more of an opportunity to be there. So, even though the cards themselves, like the champ draft themselves, it's not going to matter. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, Kingmaker. Let's just cash out. Nice. Really good. Just sometimes it works out like that. Thunderbolts was pretty good, by the way. Fighting Void, felt it appropriate to mention that. Double Trouble right off the bat is pretty solid. Oh, I'm gonna go swap 1 and see if I can go for a Kingmaker again. Might as well. I mean, I have the lineup for it. I just need to either get a 2 or a 12. So, if I can, why not? Alright, so swap Invisible Woman for hopefully a 2 or a 12. That's a 4. Not exactly what I was looking for. That's double 2, a third of 12. Math. How did that even happen? I didn't say anything. Okay, that's we're going in multiples of 2, which is not the direction I wanted to go in, but you know, we survive. Would love to do a back-to-back Kingmaker. That'd be pretty nice. That'd be pretty nice. The good thing about Longshot is he does not really care about that Infuriate. Alright, watch this be 8. That would be the funniest thing in the world. Oh, it's 5. Okay. It would have been hilarious if we went 4, 6, 8. That would have been something. I know it's off topic. There's nothing off topic right now in MCOC world. But you're kind of the pro. I'm trying to do Necropolis Exploration, and I'm at Mr. Fantastic to APOC path. Do you have any suggestions? I don't have Shuri. Okay. Trying to do Exploration, you don't have Shuri. There are some other alternatives. Kate Bishop can work against the Mr. Fantastic specifically. You can also use Aegon, and Aegon will, like, wreck most of the lane aside from the first 3 fights. Kate also works incredibly well for Namor. If you have Onslaught or Negasonic or Storm, OG Storm, any of those 3 champions will be very good for Attuma, specifically Onslaught and Storm. Professor X is also amazing because of the majority of his hits being non-contact. So if you have access to any of those champions as 7 stars for Attuma specifically, that's going to be pretty nice. The rest of the lane, the APOC lane is fairly straightforward. It's not really too difficult. It's one of the easier lanes in Necropolis. But the initial Mr. Fantastic lane can be challenging. I would say Kate Bishop, if you have her, or Aegon for the initial Mr. Fantastic. If you have Onslaught, Onslaught works for everyone through, like, from Namor to the end of the path. Onslaught works for every single one of those fights. So if you have Onslaught, you're pretty much good to go. If you don't have Onslaught, then we can talk alternative options. We're going to go for a swap 3 here. Thinking back, I should have used Ghost. I love his Karate Chop for a 4th light. Alright, we will go for a triple swap here, hoping for some high echelon orange. I'm going to go for another triple swap. Let's go CGR. Thanks, so my team is close to that then. I was thinking Onslaught rank 4, Kate Chavez rank 3, Serpent rank 4, and Jugs rank 3. Where would you need... Okay, Jugs for Grandmaster. Let's see. Onslaught's good, Kate's good, Chavez for Kate, Serpent, yeah. And a rank 4 Serpent would be incredible. Yeah, I see no problems with that. That seems like a perfect team for that lane. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? Okay. We were 2 away from a potential certified force. Do you miss the Spider-Man Unlimited game? Because I do. I still have the Spider-Man Unlimited game. Obviously, the servers don't exist anymore. But the game is still, like, available to play, just offline. I never deleted it, so I always kept it. I still actually have access to it. Alright, let's see. Going for the gusto here. Oh, man. Okay, I mean, that's still really good. But if you look at what just happened here, I got 10, 11, 12, 13 ISO, and the 13 is yellow, not orange. Still Captain's Order, which is great. You know, a nice 2,000 points. I'm never going to complain about that. But we were very close. We were very, very close to a certified force. Very, very, very close. Street Man, thanks. Good luck at MCOC Poker. Thanks, man. Cheers. I appreciate that. All right, I have 127,000. I've been going for 50 minutes here. Let's get to 130-ish, 135 maybe, and then we can save the energy refills for a stream tomorrow. Oh man, I'm just gonna go for faction reaction. I'm not gonna dilly dally here. I have the opportunity. I might as well just try to capitalize. Let's see. Faction reaction. No, deadly duo still. All right, go for another swap too. Domino. Let's do domino. Let's do domino. Do you think Spider-Man Unlimited is one of the best Spider-Man games? Probably the best Spider-Man mobile game. Probably. That's like, I don't think that's hard to argue. I don't have a lot of other Spider-Man games in general under my belt, so I'm not at liberty to say. I doubt it would be considered better than like the PlayStation Spider-Man games and, you know, like Web of Fate or whatever the other one's called with all of the other variants. But in terms of Spider-Man mobile games, I think like specifically Spider-Man mobile games, I think it is probably the best one they've made. Not a super good draft here on the the orange cards. Looking for a lot more orange, and I'm just not getting it, unfortunately. But that's the name of the game, guys. Let's see if we can get faction reaction or auto and out. Oof, that's you never want to see that, unfortunately. But sometimes that's how the story goes. I gamble. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Yo, Brian Rasp, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you leaving a comment, buddy. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Yo, what's up, Vega? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. How you doing? Okay, fairly decent start. We'll go for a swap 3. What are the best champs to use a 7-star Awakening Gem on? That's a really tough question. Lots of great options for a 7-star Awakening Gem. 7-star generic gem, 7-star class gem. I mean, it would be very difficult for me to list all of them. Off the top of my head, just thinking about champions in general, Nick Fury, if you have a copy of Nick Fury, is one of the best. I think Onslaught's very worth a mutant gem. Potentially a generic as well if you really like Onslaught. Like, I would have given my Onslaught a generic gem if he wasn't awakened already. Mr. Sinister is another amazing option for a generic awakening gem. I personally use the generic gem on Mr. Sinister. Big fan of Sinister. Stark Enhanced Spider-Man is another champion very worth a generic awakening gem. Just go look at the champions I have. I mean, I might as well. Okay. Science, Photon for sure. I'm not going to specify generic or class. I'm just going to say who like benefits the most from the awakening. Photon for sure, Red Guardian for sure, Count Nefaria for sure, Quicksilver for sure, Void for sure, Luke Cage for sure. And then I'd throw Spider Punk in there as well, probably. For skill, Okoye loves to be awakened. All she really needs is one dupe. Lumatrix doesn't necessarily need it, but it's very nice to have. It's very nice for Bullseye. It's very nice for Yelena. It's amazing for Crossbones. It's amazing for Atuma. It is amazing for Black Panther Civil War. Korg, obviously, an incredible defender. Same with Killmonger. Obviously, I mentioned Nick Fury already. Mantis really likes it. And then going into mutants, Onslaught, Dazzler, Nightcrawler, all greatly benefit. Sunspot as well. Gentle definitely likes the dupe, but he likes high sig, so just be prepared for some sig stone investment. Professor X only needs one dupe, so does Jean Grey. Deadpool likes one dupe. Sinister, another champion that likes the sig investment. Domino is another one, really likes the sig investment. Iceman would be worthy of an awakening, so would Weapon X and Captain Britain. Namor as well, but again, he likes the sig stone investment. And obviously Omega Red too. Cosmic Serpent, absolutely, like unequivocally, probably one of the best options for a generic Awakening gem. Gladiator's very good for it. If you have Deathless Thanos and you don't want to do the Necropolis path, he's definitely worth Awakening, although I would recommend doing the Necropolis path. It is definitely your best bet to, get him and get some Sig Stones for him. Medusa is like a Sig 1 and done champ. Galen really likes the dupe. Hyperion is a Sig 1 and done champ, so if you have an Awakening gem, throw it into Hyperion. You're going to love life. Carolina Dean really likes the dupe as well. Maestro is another one who likes the dupe too. Scream likes the dupe, but she doesn't need it. Tech, Shocker for sure. You don't need Shocker at Sig 200, but you want him at a decent Sig. Bastion really likes the dupe, but you don't need him at super high Sig. Zola's kind of the same thing. Shuri likes the dupe, but it's not necessary. Stark Spidey, I already mentioned, really likes the Awaken ability. Sentinel is another one that really likes the Awaken ability. Prowler, love to dupe Prowler, but you really want the Sig Stone investment. Ideally, he goes to 200. Ultron likes the dupe as well. Sig Stones would be recommended for him. Jack-o'-lantern doesn't necessarily need the dupe, but it is nice to have, especially against more modern mutant champions like Captain Britain and Jean Grey. Red Skull likes the dupe, but doesn't need high sig. Future Ant-Man likes the dupe. Guillotine doesn't need the dupe, but I like Guillotine and I like the dupe, so do with that information what you will. Arcade definitely likes the dupe. So does Guardian. Guardian likes high sig, though, but he doesn't need high sig. Iron Man likes the dupe, but it's not needed. Same goes for Infamous Iron Man. Warlock, same thing. Ironheart likes the dupe. Deathless Vision definitely likes the dupe and the SIGs. Iron Man Infinity War is a defender. He likes the dupe as well. Anyone else that I'm specifically forgetting to call out here that really benefits? Captain America Sam Wilson likes high sig. And Punisher 29 likes the dupe as well. And then Mystics, obviously Tigra if you have her. Spiral likes the dupe, but it's not necessary to have her at high sig. America Chavez, kind of the same thing. Same thing with Werewolf, although you do get a more regen with Werewolf sig as it increases. Kushala, probably the Mystic to awaken if you have a Mystic Awakening gem. Benefits so much. Shothra doesn't need the dupe, but it's nice to have. Longshot, same thing. Same thing goes for Enchantress, although it does make her significantly better on offense with the dupe. Juggernaut doesn't need it, but it's nice to have. Rintrah definitely likes it. Purgatory doesn't need it. As you can see, mine is rank 3 unawakened. But she definitely does like the dupe. She doesn't need it much more than Sig 1, but obviously high Sig investment increases the potency. I believe it's potency of her souls. Yeah, all souls potency. Also, this background is pretty cool. Just I wanted to throw that out there. White Tiger doesn't need it, but it's nice to have. Same thing goes for Isophene. Wong, it's very helpful for Wong. If you get Wong awakened, it's very helpful. Same goes for Kindred. It makes him unbelievably powerful on defense. Deathless Guillotine doesn't necessarily need it. Diablo doesn't necessarily need it. Sassy really likes it. Maw likes it a lot. Spider-Man Supreme really likes it, but he also needs high sig. Mangog doesn't necessarily need it. Nico Minoru really likes the dupe. If you have her as a 6-star or a 7-star and you can awaken her, definitely do so. And then, let's see, am I forgetting one? Oh, Destroyer. If you have like a Mystic Awakening gem and you want to rank a Mystic up for defense that can kind of catch people off guard, go for Destroyer. I'm a big fan of Destroyer. I like him a lot. And there's your whole, there's your Awakening gem and Champion Awakening information for 7 stars. Did not mean to jump into like a 7-minute tangent on that, but sometimes we gotta answer questions efficiently. Fan of Mr. Knight? I can't say that. You guys know I can't say any of that. From what's been shown, Mr. Knight looks pretty cool though. Definitely looks pretty cool. Okay. Gotta go for another swap 3. Make that into a video? It's not a bad idea, actually. just clip this portion of the stream, and yeah, that's not a bad idea. Hold on, I want to show you guys something cool with Adam. You can do this with any champion, but Adam specifically, it helps him out. Alright, so I'm going to go for a basic combo here. Watch what I do with my first light attack. Medium. Okay, she didn't go for it. Medium. Look at that. Look at that. If you delay your first light attack, it's not a 100% chance, but there's a high likelihood that they go for a block, and then you can just start your sovereignty counter right there. Now, obviously, don't do that if you can get parried, because you'll get parried. But in questing content, it's very helpful. Oh, this is a bit of a predicament here. I've got 3 out of 5 for force certified force, but I feel like I can't risk it, so I'm just gonna cash out. Yo, Mike Hill, thanks for the 5, man. I appreciate that. Ideal Sig for Void rank 3 7-star, minus 660, but I've never used his 6-star. Been waiting for the 7-star, so now I want to rank him. Ideal Sig is Sig 200, but a usable Sig, I believe, falls somewhere around 60 to 100. Let me just look on Conchu very quickly. So, rank 3 Void at Sig 200, 7,000 attack rating, 60% faster. Rank 3 Void, Sig 60. Yeah, that's the substantial, like, difference. What about Sig 100? I think your best bet, if you want to get him to a usable Sig to where you feel the power, is probably around Sig 100. He really won Sig 200. I mean, that's like, he's one of the science champions that just very desperately wants Sig 200, and if you get him there, you really notice the benefit. I feel like Sig 100 is probably a good sweet spot just to like make him viable and make him more powerful than the 6-star rank 5 Ascended. So that would be my recommendation. It's so funny how sometimes you go for a full 5-hit combo ending on a medium, and they just block. It's so interesting. I don't know, maybe I'm the only, one of the only people who pays attention to stuff like that. Alright, I would like to get to 130, so if I can get a decent round here, like a faction reaction, that'd be pretty cool. What do I want to do here? I'll go for a swap 3 just to see what happens. But, I don't have any control over it at this point. I'm just seeing what happens, man. Yo, what's up, Hector? Good to see you, brother. How's everything going, man? Alright. I chose swap 3, so I'm going to do this. Keep the high echelon cards. Okay. That was a good decision by me. I will go for a swap 1 now. And try to get a faction reaction. I actually don't know, Hector. I think I saw that pop up in my feed, but I don't exactly know what happened or what's going on with that. Hope he's doing okay. If it seemed off, I hope he's doing all right. All right, I gotta go for another swap 1. I don't understand your thought process there. I don't necessarily have the greatest of thought processes for this, Chase. I'm just sort of going with my gut feeling. I'm not putting a lot of effort into the swaps right now. I'm just sort of going for what feels the best. I am not a poker player, so I don't have the instinctual uh, intellectual background to make certain decisions that maybe people with more experience would be making. This is going to put me at like 129, so another round with odd one out or faction reaction, and we're over 130, and then we can chill. All right. One more round of at least odd ones out, and we're looking good. I'll go for a... Well, actually, wait. Go for a swap 3. That's better. When you have 4 of the same color like you did, you should always swap the one color out. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But if I haven't been doing that, if I've let that slip through the cracks, that's totally on me. But I feel like I've been pretty decent with recognizing when I'm in a position to do that. Yeah, so right now I'm going to swap 2 and hope to get 1 orange or 2 orange, and if I get 1, I'll swap 1. If I get 2, I cash out. So there's a method to the madness, but it's not perfect. You know, I'll never claim to be an expert at this game mode. It slipped through the cracks like 3 times? Really? Man, that's on me. I mean, I take full responsibility for that. That's all under my control, so... Alright, so now we swap green, hope for orange. At least 1, and we're good. Perfect, so now we swap 1. Alright, so even if I don't get the faction reaction here, I will still have over 130,000 by the end of this. The 2 legend sizes you can get there, there's no other way but pure luck to get all the right factions. To an extent, this is definitely, you know, luck of the draw, but there's also a level of strategy in deciding when to swap. Obviously, you don't know the cards the champs that you're going to swap in and out, but there is a method to, you know, deciding when is the right time to make a swap, and, you know, if you want to go for a full reset early, I'm sure that there's better times to do it, you know, versus other times, like super late in a match. All right, no faction reaction, but we'll take the odd ones out. That pushes me over 130,000, so I will happily take that. Not going to complain about getting extra power. Okay, I might complain a little bit about that, but... Duped Red Guardian or unduped Scorpion? Probably duped Red Guardian. Alright, there's 130,000 in the event so far. With some energy refills left, I will... Okay, you know what? I have one more round to do. Let's just do it. I was going to say that's going to be the last round, but I might as well just finish off. I have the energy left to do one more, so it makes sense. Let's go for a swap 4 and be ballsy. Peace, homie. Hope all goes well. Hector, likewise, man. Good to see you, bud. Hopefully things are good on your end, and I'll catch you sometime in the next one, or, you know, on Discord anytime, buddy. Can we get another faction? Can we get faction reaction? I don't think I've gotten a faction reaction all but one time. I know I got Kingmaker, but I don't think I've gotten faction reaction more than once. Which is adverse to yesterday's stream, where I was getting faction reaction every other round. What, wrong one? Okay. Almost swapped the wrong one. Oh boy. Well, I gotta gamble on the swap 2 here and hope I can at least get an odd ones out. That's the hope. Do masteries affect this game mode? Yes. I'm running the recoil masteries right now, and as you can see, I have the recoil masteries. Can we get lucky? Alright, I mean, it's better than nothing. It is better than nothing. Oh, tried to go for the stand-up. He didn't like that. My guess for top 50%, I think anything over 100,000 is probably going to be fine for top 50%. It might even be lower. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, now I don't have any more energy, so that's going to do it for right now. It's going to do it for this stream. Went a little longer than I wanted to. I wanted to go for just about an hour, but it's no big deal. We're only 10 minutes out, so it's no problem at all. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking around today. I really had a great time, just like I did yesterday. So I will be back. Not tomorrow. I have plans tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow, but maybe Sunday morning-ish. Maybe Sunday morning-ish. I'll be back for another Squad Builder stream. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm curious to see where I cap out without my energy refills. Do I still plan on playing PS5 games? Yes. I just have to find a game I want to play as like a Let's Play. I maybe could have done that with Astrobot, but I'm already like 25% of the way through, and it kind of feels weird to jump into that. So, yes, something will be played, and, maybe I'll play some Marvel Rivals and be really bad, because I am not good at Marvel Rivals at all. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Bog for sending over 5 memberships earlier in the stream. Much appreciated to you, my friend. I know you're not here, but, just in case you watch the playback, thank you again. And, yeah, I will probably be back on Sunday, so be on the lookout around the same time as today for another stream of the Fantastic Four recruitment event. Peace.